Alright. Alright, today I'm working on this 97 Honda Accord. First thing, I'll be working on the rear brakes. So let's start. Alright, so the car is jacked up on jack stands, and let's take off this wheel. Alright, move it out of the way, and here's our brake assembly. Alright, so on the back, we'll start removing the caliper, two 12mm bolts, and so far, I don't know, hopefully this caliper is not seized. I mean, the rotor is spinning, so it's hard to tell for now, but there's a boot missing right here on the slide pin, so that's no good. But let's just keep going, start removing those two bolts. Okay, remove the second one. I have to use a wrench for this because there's a brake hose, brake line in the way. So okay, caliper's out, and actually, even though this boot was missing, it actually still moves. So I'm very surprised, but this thing still moves. This one not so easily, so I'll have to work with that. And now you have to press the caliper in, basically. So I don't have the tool with me, so I'm gonna use the needle nose pliers for that. Okay, it's gonna be hard for me to show you, but basically you put the needle nose pliers right there and you spin it clockwise. Okay, let me try showing you. I don't know if I'll be able to. You gotta hold the caliper with one hand too. Yeah, so basically just turn it clockwise, and hopefully, you know, this caliper is actually good. It's not seized up, so that's a good sign. So let's just retract the piston right now. Retract it, and as you can see, you have to position it this way, because on the back of the brake pad there's gonna be like a pin sticking out, so you have to align it with this. It's time to remove these pads, one and one from right there. Okay, so here's what I'm talking about, this right here. Actually, it's got a pin right here too, but that really doesn't matter, just this one. On the back side, there's two 14mm bolts holding the bracket on, and so let's remove them. Here's the bracket. As you can see, it needs a lot of cleanup. I'll give you some light. Needs a lot of cleanup right here. Okay, and now we can just remove this disc brake. Of course, it's probably gonna be stuck on here, So we have to hammer this thing. This thing hasn't been changed in a long time. I was hammering on the disc brake. As you can see, this thing happened. So now I have to take this off. So yeah, finally got it off. It took me like probably 20 minutes. I had to use the grinder and stuff. It was just not coming off. So, but finally it came off. Okay, that's how it looks. All rusted. This part, just junk. It's probably, I don't know, if the owner ever replaced these or not, or something. So now I have to clean this thing. Okay, and yeah, be ready to install the new rotors then. Okay, so I cleaned it the way I could, put an anti-seize on. Now I'm ready to put a new brake disc on. Here's a new disc brake. Let's put it on like that, and I already cleaned it, so that's that. And then I'm gonna start working with my bracket right here, right now. Lubricate the slide pins. Okay, do the same with second one. Unfortunately, I don't have the boot right now, so but I'll probably replace it in the future. At least this thing is still moving, so the same with this. Remove it, clean all of this junk, and put a new lube on it. The inside of that thing. Now I can slide that thing in there. All right. Okay. And unfortunately, this thing was missing one of the shims, and I didn't get new shims, so I have to put it this way, and then probably I'm just gonna go to the store and get new shims for it. Bolting on the bracket now. Put the brake pads on. So the one with the sensor goes on the back side. I'm gonna put the anti-seize in here. Here's another one. Goes right here. Oops. Just like so. Just put the caliper on, and like I said, there's that pin on the back brake pad that you have to line up the piston with. So this is the old one. So right here, this pin, and then when you put the caliper on, the caliper is gonna go here first, and then you're gonna slide it all the way down. Okay, and I'll just bolt up this caliper, and you're gonna be ready to go for this. Okay, so that's how you replace the pads and rotors on the back of this car. And yeah, so I'm gonna move on to the other side and see how it will go there. Okay, now we're doing the same thing on this side. So again, let's start removing the bracket and all that stuff, and then we're gonna compress the piston. Now I'm compressing the caliper piston again. I'm not using the needle nose pliers anymore. Now I have the tool to turn this thing. Okay. Caliper piston is compressed. Now I'll have a bigger issue here. This slide pin is moving. This one is not moving, so I have to work with this. So let's remove these brake pads. Now, yeah, they're really stuck on this thing. Wow, that's crazy. one is out finally, and I'll do the second one. Okay, I just did this damage here when removing them, but yeah, so this is okay. This has more meat than this one. You can see obviously there's a lot of rust, and you have to clean them and do some work on these slide pins. So let's start removing the bracket, and hopefully I won't have to use any heat, but we'll see. I might have to use the heat to free that thing up. Alright, so this thing is almost out. Alright, so what do you think about this rotor? Do you think it will come off easy, or it's gonna separate in two pieces? So that's what I'm thinking. I'll probably have to grind this thing again right here. Yeah, so we'll see. I've been hammering on this thing for like probably 3 minutes now. As you can see, the rust started separating a little bit. But yeah, as you can see, that's where all of the rust is accumulated, and that's why it's a pain in the ass to remove them. So, and plus they haven't been changed in a long time. Yep. I was hammering on this thing for a long time with this hammer everywhere. Finally came off, and put these lugs on just in case to not hit the stud. Yeah, so this side wasn't so bad. That side was even worse. Let's take this off. We're gonna probably clean this stuff, put anti-seize on, then we can put the new disc brake on. Okay. So I'm using the grinder to grind off all the rust around. Okay, right there. Oh, it's almost clean. Otherwise the disc brake is not gonna go on. Okay, now the disc brake goes flush with this thing, so that's what we want to have. Now it's time to clean the bracket. So, and then take care of the pins. Alright, so for this bracket, I was heating it up, and don't want to touch this thing now because it's hot. There's my pin, which was, oh, a second, right here. Okay, and this pin was just really stuck in there, so I had to heat the bracket. I destroyed the boot a little bit, but that's fine. At least I got it moving. Okay, everything is in place, pads, stuff, so we can just put the caliper back. Alright, that's how you do the rear brakes on this Honda.